A month after a Madison Metro bus crashes into a building, how the businesses impacted are now recovering.
How local groups are offering loan programs to help those facing emergency situations.
And we'll give you the details about a recall for Coca-Cola beverages. It does include products here in Wisconsin.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5. Welcome back, Eric.
Good to be back. Once again, I'm here for good now. I had
Good.
Couple trips
Sunny
I had to
face.
take.
You got a nice little tan.
I can't help it. You got to drawn to the sunshine. Well, we are 1 month out now from the day we reported on a Madison Metro bus that had collided with a building. It happened on Madison's east side.
This happened after a passenger allegedly attacked a Madison Metro bus driver, causing him to lose control of the bus. Our Merrill Hubbard shows us the impact on businesses.
1 month ago, the building home to Asian House Restaurant and QPS Employment looked like this after taking a blow from a Metro bus.
Definitely a major shock. I was not prepared for that.
Kelly Coppin is the branch manager for QPS Employment Group, where 2 of their back offices were destroyed by the bus collision.
People are very surprised to see that we're open.
She says despite the damages, they were able to continue working in the building a week after the accident.
But it is a little bit getting used to. We don't have as much office space anymore. Our sales manager actually had to go over to our other office, and so it's been kind of coordinating schedules with that.
Construction is underway, starting with next door Asian House Restaurant. Minus a couple office spaces, Kelly from QPS says that they've been pretty much able to get back into the swing of things. But that's not the same story for Asian House Restaurant that's been closed for the past month.
We are supportive of them and hope that they can reopen soon.
Asian House Restaurant is a small family-owned business. One of the owners did not want to talk on camera, but says that the wait has hit them hard. But their neighbors are stepping in to support.
We were given $40 at the beginning of the year to share with someone that's in need or anything like that. So we did pool our money together and we were able to give $250 to them a couple weeks ago. It is a small token.
I've been in contact with one of the owners of Asian House Restaurant since the accident. She says it took a while to get the paperwork done, but reconstruction is now underway and they hope they're going to be able to reopen by the middle of next month. Reporting on Madison's east side, Merrill Hubbard, News 3 Now.
And Metro Transit services could be coming to Verona sometime soon. Leaders with the Metro Transit and the City of Madison Transportation Commission are planning on holding a public hearing on proposed routes and schedules. Now, the meeting will take place on the evening of April 9th at 6 p.m. Now, service changes are being proposed for August of this year, and that includes a new all-day Route D2 extension into Verona and the addition of paratransit services. Information about the meeting is available on the City of Verona website.
It's been a quiet start to the work week, but some beneficial rain is on the way, right, Alex?
Yes, lots of rain chances, Susan, in our forecast, and a really warm Friday, and that's warm air is going to help provide the fuel for showers and some thunderstorms, all part of the 3 things you need to get out of the forecast. Just look at how much water we're expecting by the time we get to Monday morning. Widespread, 3/4 of an inch to an inch. Some places over southwest Wisconsin could be approaching 1.5 inches to 2 inches. Could have a little bit of snow with this as well. We'll break that down a little while in future track. Susan said the nice stuff was also something we might want to focus on too. Look at that, 54 in Madison, 54 in Janesville, 56 to the west, out across southwest Wisconsin, mid-50s tonight with showers developing. We'll use future track to show you all these rounds of showers on the way to southern Wisconsin.
All right, Alex, thank you. No injuries have been reported after a plane veered off the runway at Fort Atkinson Municipal Airport. An investigation found the pilot attempted to land at the south end of the airport when wind caused the aircraft to swerve off the runway into the grass. The Cirrus SR-20 stayed upright the entire time, and only minor damage was done to the front tire cover. Operations were not interrupted, and the airport remains open.
The Evansville Fire Department now has new life-saving equipment. It's thanks to a donation from Alcivia and Partners, Land O'Lakes, and CHS. The donation totaled roughly $9,000 and replaced 25-year-old gear. Department leaders say they now have state-of-the-art battery-powered extraction equipment. Evansville Chief Bob Fahey says this upgrade will help first responders work faster, especially in hard-to-reach areas, adding that the tools will improve efficiency when lives hang in the balance and seconds matter.
A new micro-lending program is taking shape in Madison and could help people with one-time emergency expenses. The Society of St. Vincent de Paul and Lake Ridge Bank are joining in this initiative that will offer microloans between $400 and $2,500 at low interest rates. They're paired with individualized repayment plans that go as long as 24 months.
Our banking partners have helped us make a loan that is less than the prime interest rate with a long repayment period, really intended to help people have the chance to have a banking relationship, but also to have a loan payment that they can make, build their credit score, have all of those benefits that come from working with a bank.
At the moment, loan applications are not open, but would-be borrowers are encouraged to regularly check svdpmadison.org. To apply, you must live in Dane County, have a household income below 300% of the federal poverty level, and be willing to have a bank account.
Now, over the past few months, you may have received your fair share of scam texts or calls.
Our Jalen Banks caught up with a cybersecurity expert about why you're getting so many of them and how you can limit the scams.
Take a look at your phone nowadays, and instead of getting a text or a call from a loved one, there's a pretty good chance you're getting a message from somebody trying to take advantage of you. From scam calls to scam texts and countless others, scam and fraud efforts over the phone are common. I spoke with Rick Walsh, a cybersecurity expert, on how scammers are able to collect our numbers and information.
It's really hard right now. The way the law works, once the company collects it, they own the data, and so they can do what they want with it, including sell it. And so the normal recourse that we have is to not use companies that collect data or sell it to third parties, and just not use Google or not use the internet.
Currently, there is little to limit data sharing. However, there is one step we can take to accomplish that goal.
There was talk to your representatives and try to get some more laws passed. There are a couple of suggested laws that are out there to try to make this more difficult for data brokers to collect and use and sell data, but we don't have them yet.
Walsh says the best way to limit scam calls and texts is to simply not respond if you think they're suspicious. The less you respond, the less effective they are, and the more likely scammers will stop using the tactic. For now, reporting in the newsroom, Jalen Banks, News 3 Now.
State Supreme Court candidate Susan Crawford sat down with CNN ahead of next week's high-stakes election. Her interview follows an endorsement from former President Barack Obama. On the other side, her opponent Brad Schimmel has secured the backing of President Donald Trump. The contest has shattered spending records and attracted national attention. Election experts say a key reason is Elon Musk's involvement, both through donations and also social media commentary. During her interview, Crawford criticized her opponent and warned that she believes democracy itself is on the line in this race.
He also said that he believes that Donald Trump was screwed over by the Wisconsin Supreme Court in 2020 when that court, which had a conservative majority at that time, failed to throw out the election results in Wisconsin.
And she says that a woman's right to choose is also at stake.
Meanwhile, Schimmel also hit the airwaves. He talked about why he entered the race, saying in part, "My opponent is their hand-picked choice to select a liberal who's retiring." And she's gone so far as to go on the campaign trail and promise to liberal national donors that if she gets elected, she will take out 2 Republican congressional seats and turn those into Democrat congressional seats. And there are other crucial decisions on your ballot coming up next week. In addition to the Supreme Court, voters will weigh in on a proposed constitutional amendment and elect the next state superintendent of public instruction. Polls will be open from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. 6 days from now on Tuesday, April 1st. If you're in line when polls close, stay in line. You'll still be able to vote. For those voting absentee, ballots must be received by 8 p.m. on Election Day. Mailed ballots can be tracked at myvote.wi.gov, where voters can also check their registration status. News 3 Now will provide live updates and full coverage throughout the day. Tune in on air or on channel3000.com for the latest election results.
The Milwaukee Bucks will be without 2 of their biggest stars as they take on the Denver Nuggets tonight. Giannis Antetokounmpo sidelined due to a foot sprain. Damian Lillard faces a more serious setback after being diagnosed with a blood clot. Lillard has begun treatment with blood thinners, and the team says his recovery recovery is progressing well. He will undergo routine testing, and while there is hope he could return this season, they say his health remains a top priority. Despite the absences, the Bucs will look to keep their momentum going. Tip-off 8 p.m. over on television, Wisconsin. Chief Meteorologist Alex Harrington's back next. A complete look at your First Warn forecast.
And it's a day to honor the caregivers in our lives, how local health providers are celebrating their physicians.
On Wall Street today, red numbers across the board. The Dow falls more than 132 points. The Nasdaq with a 373-point dive, and the S&P loses 64. We'll be right back.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5, moving forward.
Today is National Doctors Day, where physicians are honored for their care of the health and wellness of their patients. UW Health inviting the community to help celebrate by sharing messages of gratitude for its 1,800 plus doctors and physicians like Dr. Farah Keksau, and dedicated to patient care, often work long hours in challenging conditions.
I think this gives us the opportunity to really reflect about the role that we play in patients' lives and the impacts that we can have in their lives. And reminds us why we do this work and motivates us to keep striving for, exceptional care whenever we can.
Patients and loved ones can submit thank you notes through a digital community card now through March 30th. These messages will be shared with UW Health physicians to recognize their hard work.
The Food and Drug Administration and Coca-Cola have issued a recall because some Coke may be contaminated with plastic. About 10,000 cans are involved in this recall. They were distributed in Illinois and Wisconsin within just the last month. The FDA labeled this as a Class 2 recall, which means the risk of getting sick is remote. You can find the specific product codes on the FDA's website.
Well, we are a month away from Earth Day, and Madison Park's largest volunteer cleanup project. They're now looking for volunteers. Cleanup efforts are set for Saturday, April 26th, and will span across more than 60 parks throughout the city. For nearly 30 years now, the Madison Parks Division has recruited volunteers for the Earth Day Challenge. It's to help pick up trash, do some weeding, remove some sticks, and other cleanup. All ages are invited to participate, but advanced registration is needed for those 14 and older. You can find registration information and the parks involved on the City of Madison website. Well, a full look now at your First Warn forecast. Chief Meteorologist Alex Harrington rejoins us once again. Alex?
Full rainy story. That's the main mode here in our forecast. And boy, do we need it too, with moderate drought conditions across much of southern Wisconsin. We'll have a drought update tomorrow. Just look at how much water we're expecting between now and Monday morning. Widespread inch, maybe 2 inches in portions of southwest Wisconsin. Likely no complaints there from area farmers. Tonight, watch the showers build across the area, especially after midnight. Really, all of southern Wisconsin stands a decent chance of getting wet. Not expecting heavy rain from this first batch of showers, but showers nonetheless, maybe a rumble or two of thunder. By the time we get to late Thursday morning, those showers are out of here. That allows our temperatures to warm up to the upper 50s on Thursday. And then the big rain chances enter the forecast as we head from later Friday going on and into Saturday, especially Saturday. Look at Friday morning. Our winds are going to be coming up out of the south. You see those green arrows pointing from south to north. That's a warm front lifting through, and that could bring an isolated thunderstorm or two. And Savannah will be here because if a thunderstorm does form Friday morning, we could have some small hail. As we move a little bit later into Friday evening, that warm front goes way to the north. Notice a little bit of green north of Juneau and Adams, Marquette and Green Lake counties. A couple of thunderstorms may form right along that warm front, and some of those storms could produce some hail. Buddy will be here and Blaze will be here as well. And then that front works its way to the south. The First Warn weather team keeping a close eye on where that front sits up across southern Wisconsin, because if that front sets up a little bit further north into southern Wisconsin, that could bring us some stronger thunderstorms. But many of our weather models are pushing that front south into Iowa and Illinois. Join us at 6 o'clock. I'll explain more about the Lake Michigan impact on that warm front. Keeping the rain going through Sunday, so no really no stretch here throughout the next couple days without chances for rain. So this may be one of our longest stretches that we've had of rainfall, of precipitation, and that continues going into Sunday, even into the early part of Monday, with rain mixing with perhaps some wet snow, and some slushy snow accumulations are a possibility Monday night going into, or Sunday night rather, going into Monday. Again, recap, lots of water with this weather system, 1 to 2 inches expected across southern Wisconsin. That isolated hail threat to the north up towards Juneau, Adams, Marquette, and Green Lake counties. We'll keep an eye on that on Friday as that warm front moves through. Again, hail is the main threat on Friday for areas north of Madison, as it looks like right now. And what about tonight? Again, recap, upper 30s to right around 40, a few showers across the area building in. Showers end with high temperatures in the upper 50s to the lower 60s on Thursday, and planning the rest of our night tonight. Again, clouds clearing, or clouds filling in rather, for Madison with temperatures in the 40s. It'll be a mild night tonight. And after this active weather pattern ends on Monday, we are dry for a day on Tuesday before more rain enters the forecast Wednesday and Thursday of next week.
All right, thank you, Alex. Still to come tonight at 5, how Americans are feeling about the economic road ahead. That's coming up.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
The U.S. will impose 25% tariffs on all imported cars.
The president just made this announcement earlier today. The news comes early. The president had previously said he would announce the auto tariffs April 2nd, but it's not clear yet if certain car parts will be excluded from the tariff. These tariffs come on top of any existing ones that are currently in effect. Americans see higher inflation on the horizon, and some businesses are scaling back now on hiring.
Economic uncertainty is fueling some pessimism. Karen Kafa is in Washington with what consumers need to know about the economic road ahead.
Consumers expect inflation to move higher again, according to the Conference Board's latest Consumer Confidence Index, which just dipped to its lowest level in more than 4 years. Meanwhile, a survey by Duke University and the Federal Reserve Banks of Richmond and Atlanta found 1 in 4 U.S. businesses scaling down hiring plans because of the turmoil around President Donald Trump's tariff wars. Now, stagflation worries have become part of the economic chat.
High inflation and high unemployment go hand in hand during stagflation.
David Halliday, Associate Professor of Strategic Management and Public Policy at the George Washington University School of Business, says stagflation would put the Federal Reserve in tricky territory. Lowering interest rates to spark the economy could further drive inflation, but higher interest rates...
If they raise interest rates, they risk putting the brakes on the economy, making sure that the economy is very slow to recover.
The current uncertainty around prices and hiring ramping up recession talk, a scenario where the economy shrinks for a prolonged period of time.
Businesses aren't producing as much, they're not investing, so they're not buying from each other, and consumers aren't buying their products in the end. Most concerning, as always, is the increase in unemployment.
For right now, financial experts advise households to find some peace of mind by taking control where possible, like how much goes into emergency savings and how much gets spent on major purchases. In Washington, I'm Karen Kafa.
And we'll be right back. Final check of your First Warn forecast.
Was it a war plan or not? Now the public can read for itself the texts from administration officials.
And for our Eye on America tonight, Nicole Skanga meets heroes who met the moment not once but twice, first at the Baltimore bridge collapse and then at the air disaster over the Potomac. That's tonight on the CBS Evening News.
And then coming up tonight at 6, an executive order targeted at proving citizenship to vote is causing some confusion with the upcoming April 1st election. Our Will Keneally breaks down what the order means and how it might differ from Wisconsin law.
A Wisconsin animal sanctuary hosting an NFL draft party. It's an effort to encourage people to foster the pets currently up for adoption as the 2025 NFL draft comes to Green Bay. The Happily Ever After Animal Sanctuary is located just a mile away from the Packers' home, of course, Lambeau Field. Officials say this is a way for the animals to get some love and also security during the big event. There's no cost to participate in the fostering program, the NFL Draft, April 24th through the 26th, right there in Green Bay. Alex is back with a final check of the forecast.
A lot of rain in the forecast. Rain starting tonight for southern Wisconsin. Chance of showers mainly after midnight. Warmer tonight. Our low temperatures only in the upper 30s to right around 40 degrees. High temperatures approaching 60 as we head into Thursday. Those showers will end, but there's more in the forecast. Friday going on into Saturday. Look at Friday's high temperature, though. Along with those showers, we're going to see temperatures upwards of 75 degrees, and then we'll keep an eye on Saturday as well. The 6 o'clock newscast. Lake Michigan's going to impact our weather on Saturday.
All right, we're back in 30 minutes for News 3 Now at 6. CBS Evening News is next.